Tap like to sweep obstacles off your path, and drop your zodiac sign in the comments. Doing both activates this forecast for you personally. You sense things earlier than others, understand without words, and keep believing when many have already given up. You're one of those who can inspire simply by being present. Yet you often hide because the world can feel too harsh for your softness. Today is not just another day, it's a delicate threshold between your old self and who you're ready to become. Without fear, without constant doubt, without the inner rush. On 25 October, you may pause and realize, I'm done being afraid of being myself. What once felt like oversensitivity becomes your superpower. For years, you might have treated your tenderness as weakness, your depth as a burden, your vulnerability as something to cover up. You learned to be strong, cool, and unnoticed, but inside the real you stayed alive, sensitive, quivering, genuine. And 25 October is the day she rises to the surface, not as a problem, but as a gift. You'll be surprised by how precisely you can feel what's true and what's performance, how people gravitate to you when you stop pretending. So much you once thought was not for you may now be possible. You often place yourself last, giving, agreeing, enduring. Not because you don't know your value, but because you're afraid to lose, to break, to hurt. Today, the energy nudges you toward a quiet, beautiful, conscious inner uprising. You'll tell yourself, I have a right to love, to choice, to freedom, to dreams. I'm done shrinking to fit someone else's frame. I want to straighten my shoulders and be me. You are not required to rescue everyone, to feel everything for everyone, or to carry other people's pain. Today, allow yourself simply to be, and notice how much lightness enters your space when you stop hauling what isn't yours. You know what it means to dissolve into another person, how easily you sense their pain, how strong the longing is to be needed, to be near, to make it easier for them. You can love deeply, gently, with full trust, but too often that becomes self-erasure. You might wake and think first of someone else. You might postpone your own needs to help, to wait, to adjust. You can stay for years, not because you're truly loved, but because you hope it will happen someday. Yet on 25 October, you truly hear yourself. Not the voice of fear, not the voice of guilt, but a quiet, clear knowing, I matter, I too need, I too deserve. Love doesn't demand that you disappear. Maybe you're in a relationship where you don't feel yourself, where you've become the backdrop, the steady support, the silent thank you. You don't complain, you try to be wise. But inside, there's too much silence, and behind it lives loneliness. Today, understand, you don't lose someone by showing who you are. You don't destroy love by naming what you need. You're not selfish for choosing yourself. Love that doesn't see you is not love. Care that doesn't hear you is not care. Today you have every right to say, me too, I'm here. I want to be not just nearby. I want to be myself and be loved exactly as I am. If you're single, this day can be a starting point. Not necessarily toward a new meeting, though that's possible, but toward a new inner gravity. You stop waiting for the random. You stop believing happiness lives out there in someone in the future and begin to feel it right here in you. That's the moment a new reality begins. One where the person beside you won't want to change you, will care what you feel, and will hold your hand not out of convenience, but because they want to be close to your soul. You've heard it. Get your head out of the clouds. Be realistic. Life isn't a fairy tale. You tried to be pragmatic, to calculate, to tell yourself it has to be this way. But every time you abandoned a dream, something inside dimmed, slowly, almost invisibly. Today is the day you reclaim the right to dream without apologies. Not if I earn it, not if I get permission, but simply because your desires are the voice of your soul. You don't owe the world constant logic. You owe yourself aliveness. You're allowed to want the impossible, and by wanting it, you already bring it closer. Pisces energy works differently. You don't just build the world, you feel it, paint it inside, and then it answers. Your intuition is especially strong now. A single thought may suddenly crystallize, as if an answer were softly whispered from above. You may see a dream, a sign, hear someone's words, and instantly know the next direction. This isn't randomness or fantasy, it's your knowing. You can't always explain why you feel what you feel, and that's exactly what makes you special. You don't need to justify, only to trust. Today, intuition guides not with logic, but with sensation. If your heart pulls you somewhere, go. If your soul leans toward someone, there's a reason. The mind, fearful and noisy, is the one that misleads, the soul doesn't. Let whatever rises from your depths lead you today. Don't act by habit. Allow yourself to pivot, change plans, call the person who came to mind, step into the place that seemed to call you. Say what you've carried within. Such small choices can change destiny, and you can feel it. If you've long wanted to start something of your own, creative, soulful, meaningful, today is the right moment to take the first step. Even a small step counts, admitting to yourself that you can, that you're worthy, that you won't keep bottling up what wants to be expressed. You're allowed to dream without excuses. You're allowed to want the impossible and draw it near. A thought can turn clear in a heartbeat. It's not coincidence. It's your truth. If your heart says this is the way, trust it. Too often you've lived with the feeling that something about you is wrong. Your past, your body, your feelings. Quietly, you keep trying to correct yourself. Be better, quieter, more proper, more convenient. All driven by fear rooted in old, unlived pain. This day isn't about fixing, it's about embracing yourself fully, with your tenderness, your tired eyes, your not yet fulfilled dreams, your secret aches. Because all of that is you, unfixable, real, astonishing. Today, tend not just to the body but the soul. If you need silence, keep it. If sadness rises, don't run. If tears come, don't hold them back. Crying isn't weakness. Allowing yourself to feel is strength. The world may see Pisces as light, airy, almost weightless. But only you know your depth, how much love you carry quietly, how much pain you hide. Today is the day to stop hiding it from yourself. You don't have to be okay all the time. You don't have to smile when you'd rather be still. You don't have to contort yourself to avoid disappointing others. You don't have to be strong when your heart pleads, let me simply be. Ibrahi, letting go doesn't mean losing. You may be carrying stories that no longer live, people who left but linger in your thoughts, expectations that didn't unfold but still hover over your heart. Today is the right time to release, not because you stopped loving, but because you want to breathe again. Release gently, in your own way, with love and without a dramatic finale. I leave this in my soul as experience, and I move forward. True strength follows, not the kind that shouts, but the kind that allows you to exist without defenses, without justification, without fear. You've sought grounding in others, in kind words, relationships, care. You waited for someone to say, you matter, you're needed, you're special. When it didn't happen, you doubted not them, but yourself. Yet 25 October asks nothing more from you. No proof, no overnight repair. It offers one quiet act. Pause, breathe, look within, and say with your whole heart, I am. And that is enough. Today you can choose yourself. Not against anyone, but for yourself. For the first time in a long while, say yes to you, not loudly, not theatrically, but calmly, honestly, tenderly. The world will hear you differently. People will approach you differently. Clarity returns, lightness appears, you'll feel reborn into your own life. You can begin a new chapter. Even if only in thought. Even if all you decide is that you won't betray yourself for peace in a relationship, won't endure being unheard, won't keep waiting, but will start shaping your day with your own hands. You are soft, and that is your power. You are deep, and that is your freedom. You are alive, and that is enough to be loved. If you're unsure what to do, just choose to be. You don't need the entire map. You don't need to fix your whole life at once. Simply be yourself here, now, truly yours and truly real. Your soul asks for something simple. Today, don't run from yourself. Stay close. Hold yourself. Soothe yourself. Then that quiet inner sun will ignite and guide you forward. You'll feel that what you've been waiting for doesn't begin with someone else. It begins inside, with your consent to be alive, to belong to yourself, to love and be loved.